在新疆的就业和社会保障国际研讨会上，13位来自上海合作组织秘书处、伊斯兰合作组织秘书处、有关国家驻华使节、非政府组织代表及国内专家学者，围绕人权、国际法等问题发言。
From the perspective of international law, propaganda attacks that seeks to delegitimize the Chinese state and its governance in Xinjiang violate fundamental principles of the UN Charter, such as respect for sovereignty and non-interference in the internal affairs of states.
新疆坚持和运用中国人权发展道路6条主要特征和宝贵经验，结合新疆区情和各族群众需求，推动人权事业发展。但美国等西方一些国家凭空捏造中国新疆存在所谓强迫劳动等谎言，完全不符合实际。真实的新疆人权状况到底怎么样？西方炮制谎言背后的政治意图是什么？今日聚焦专访瑞士国际人权与社会发展协会负责人大卫·洛佩斯。
Nice to meet you, Mr. David Lopez.
Thank you very much to invite me here to this important interview.
Some Western media claim that the stabilization measures in Xinjiang restricted people's freedom. How did you see people living in Xinjiang during the visit?
They mentioned that so the Uyghur have not freedom to walk, the right of them self-determination are not respected. I'm so sorry, but on these 2 days, when I was going in each factory, I see that the Uyghurs have a guarantee of the human rights. Again, I think that the topic, this special topic of human rights pronounced by the Western countries regarding Xinjiang, and not only Xinjiang, but Tibet and Hong Kong, and Taiwan, are just a tool they need to use. Maybe actually Urumqi has not the same development of Shanghai or Hangzhou, but if you walk around the city, if you take your car and you drive around the Urumqi, you see that they begin to building some apartments, some factories, and they create employment. So when this is interesting. I asked to a worker in one of the textile factory. She told me she was very happy. She was very happy with the salary. She has now to live at home, to pay the clothes, to pay the food. She has freedom to travel not only in Xinjiang but all around China.
How do you think the policy of China's Xinjiang has played a role in the safety guarantee for ordinary people's daily life? How does it relate to the protection of human rights?
You know, on the factories we visited, it was interesting to listen that the government support the factories to help the families who work on the factories to have right to the education, to the health, to the houses, rights that, again, in the United States, not everybody have, you know. I think that this night, it will be really hard to see one Chinese sleeping on the street, but it will be really easy to see many Americans sleeping on the street of New York and Los Angeles. Or, many French people sleeping on the streets of Paris or Marseille. We know that these policies promoted by China hit the interest of a minority of the population who has all the money of the world. The problem is that the Western countries, they have again the mentality of the colonialism. They think that they are again the power of the world. They think that they can come again to tell you what you have to do, which is the behavior you have to adopt, and who is the people you have to respect and not. Why couldn't we have a policy in health similar to the Chinese policy? Here the people can go to the hospital and they will not be afraid that they can't pay the treatment of a doctor. Sometimes in European countries, many people don't go to the doctor because they have no money. The politics that is promoted here in China, it's an example for these countries.
大卫·洛佩兹认为，从国际法角度来看，那些试图抹黑中国、否定中国在新疆治理合法性的宣传攻击，违背了联合国宪章的基本原则。事实上，在新疆的就业和社会保障国际研讨会上，多位外籍人权专家学者与洛佩斯有类似想法。他们肯定了中国新疆在促进和保护人权方面取得的进步，同时驳斥西方在人权问题上对中国新疆的固有偏见。
Xinjiang has also formulated and put in place economic and social development strategies which are aimed at upgrading the industrial sector to boost employment in the region, thus assisting the local population in obtaining stable employment. These policies have encouraged innovation and entrepreneurship, provided vocational training.
So I've lived in China for 19 years, and I've seen how the Chinese government have worked to improve the lives of everybody. These allegations, particularly those of slave labor, I knew they weren't true, but I understood I need to see for myself.
Why is there such a huge contrast between the real situation of human rights in Xinjiang and the Western narrative? What do you think are the real political intention behind this view?
And this is something, I like very much the geopolitics, because by the geopolitics you can understand many things. You can think which is the connection between the politic, United States, media's manipulation, and Xinjiang. Actually, United States, it's very scared because China grown up. And it's for this reason that I think that many issues, many things pronounced on the Western medias, and not only in Western medias, but on the international organizations, etc., have a political interest. And the Western medias like CNN, BBC, CNBC, we have just to think who are behind of these medias, what they make. You will understand, and what they mention and what they search, manipulate the people, The medias take the lies and they repeat that so many times until they make that it become a truth.
Based on your understanding, what is the most important information on human rights in Xinjiang that you hope to convey to the international community?
I think the most important understanding for the human rights is the verity of the reality of Xinjiang. The last time when I was coming, I was going to Chongqing, to the Southwestern University. And the director of the university asked me, what can we do in the Western countries to the people believe us? Believe what is China?
We have the same question I want to ask you.
Yeah. It's very hard when the states, when the governments on the power of the states of the Western countries have interest and control the majority of the media. It's very hard. But as well in YouTube, it's a little bit hard because when you mention war, they cut your channel. I think that we have to make the exercise to show the verity of China because the people have the access to the TV and they watch the TV, etc.
Maybe for our media, we need to tell China's story well to the world.
Yeah, one of my interests is to go back to Switzerland and maybe make some events where I can invite the people who can listen and would listen, because we don't search to convince them of the opposite. We search that they have the curiosity to gonna search the verity. I would just applaud the Xinjiang people because we know that Xinjiang lived moments of terror. Despite of that, the Xinjiang people are here. They continue to walk. They continue to building the city, building the country. I hope just that the people will continue to have this possibility and the voluntarity to develop again and again the city.